This is the book of Job, chapter 11, and verse 20. But the eyes of the wicked shall fail, and they shall not escape, and their hope shall be as the giving up of the ghost. Job chapter 11 and verse 20. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so Brother Aharon coming back at you with another lesson, Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting onto the elect. All right, and just wanted to go into this real quick. This article here, all right, that popped up, and it's been making its rounds, all right, over the past couple of days. Okay, and that is the launching, all right, the official launching of the Fednow payment system. Okay, the Fednow, as we read here, says Fednow or Fed launches long-awaited instant payment service, modernizing system. Okay, it says the U.S. Federal Reserve has launched a long-awaited service which will aim to modernize the country's payment system, buying and selling, that's the payment system, by eventually allowing everyday Americans to send and receive funds in seconds, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, the central bank announced on Thursday. So it's not like, we don't have that kind of system today. We do, right? You can make, you can send money, through PayPal. You could send money through Cash App. You could send money through Zelle and so on and so forth, Venmo and all that. But this FedNow system, what they're doing is, it's basically the same exact thing, but they cut out the middleman. So instead of your bank having to you use an app like Cash App, right? It's connected to your bank, and whoever the recipient is, it's also connected to their bank. So for you to transfer money from your bank to another person's bank, it has to go through that middleman, which would be Cash App or whatever. Now, what this FedNow does is that it cuts out that middleman. So you're doing the transaction. It goes from my account to whoever is receiving it and vice versa directly. Okay, because when they say federal banks, all these various banks that people normally use, the JP Morgan Chase and the Bank of America, Wells Fargo, TD Bank, Capital One, just to name a few off the top. Those are all part of the central bank. They're just little branches of the central bank, but they just have to give them different names so people's minds don't go to it and say, oh, are they all working together? This is a monopoly. You see? So people say, well, I'm with Bank of America. Is it really the Bank of America? Or it's just a name? Right? Just like the Federal Reserve Bank. It's just a name. It just happens to be they're the biggest bank. Okay, all the other banks stem from the Federal Reserve, because if you're dealing with the Federal Reserve note, you are under the Federal Reserve. Okay, and the Federal Reserve is just a name. The fact that they put the in front of it makes it seem way more important than it really is. If you just say Federal Reserve Bank, TD Bank. If somebody was to say the Capital One Bank, it makes it sound that much more important. The means there's only one. See? So Federal Reserve Banks, Federal Reserve Bank, if you say the Federal Reserve, then it makes it sound that much more important. It's all semantics. Okay, it's all semantics. All right. So it says here, the FedNow service, which has been in the works since 2019, and we know it's been way before that. It just started to be put in the mainstream since 2019, right? It says, will seek to eliminate the several day lag it commonly takes cash transfers to settle, bringing the U.S. In line with countries including the United Kingdom, that's not good, India, Brazil, as well as the European Union, where similar services have existed for years. FedNow is launching with 41 banks and 15 service providers certified to use the service, including community banks and large lenders like JP Morgan Chase, Bank of New York Mellon, and U.S. Bancorp. But the Fed plans to onboard more banks and credit unions this year. You hear that? So very soon, pretty much every bank that people normally use will be under this new payment system service. It's all going to be digital. Now, at that point, right, here's where it gets interesting. We've heard them come out and say to the world many times, countless times, that they're looking at the Chinese model. All right, when they say Chinese model, they're talking about the way things are done in China right now as we speak. All right, the everyday common way of living in China right now as we speak is under a new world order kind of mindset. Right, they have the social credit system. They have pretty much everyone is entered into the system digitally. Right, there are certain places that you can't go, right, because of your social credit numbers. Right, if it's too low, you're not allowed to go certain places. You're not allowed to make certain purchases, and so on and so forth. Now, you can't do that with cash. You can't say, oh, well, I mean, we're not accepting your cash because your social credit score is pretty low. No one's going to take that shit seriously. See, if you don't like it, well, somebody else will. I'm going to go buy someplace else. I ain't got time for this shit. See, but now that power is going to be stripped away from the average person, where you're not going to have the option to say, oh, well, if you guys don't accept this, then I'm going to go use this elsewhere. No, the whole system has been overhauled, you see. And that's what's going on in China. So once that happens, just like it did in China, you can get people to comply. Because if you don't comply, it affects your social credit score. Means you can't work, right? You can't go to certain stores. You can't eat out at certain restaurants, right? You're basically, based on that social credit score number, you're going to be I'm looking for a specific word I can't find right now off the top of my head, but it'll come back. You're looking for a way to be in the top echelon, meaning the more you comply, the better your numbers will be, right? If they say, well, this week you can only eat, bugs, right? If you comply, the more you comply, the more your credit score goes up, right? You get points. You got reward points. That's stupid shit that they got nowadays. That's all part of the preparation. If you sign up, you get points towards this. If you do this, you get points towards that. That was all preparation to get people into that mindset. Okay, that is all part of the mark of the beast mentality. Okay. It says the Fed said on Thursday in a statement that 35 banks and credit unions were currently utilizing the service, as well as the Treasury Department's Bureau of Fiscal Service. Now, remember, this is not a test. This is the real deal. You know what I'm saying? This is like, all right, well, let's see how it goes for the next couple of months. But this is the real fucking deal, man. And then by the end of this year, Lord willing, we're going to see how this thing is really going to play out. And we'll get a better scope of how things are going to be in the next coming months after December, right? Starting January going on, we're going to see how things are really going to be, because they have agendas. They have their plan. They said by 2025, the population got to be, drastically decreased. At least 90% of the population got to go. Here in America, at least. You got to go from well over 300 million people at some point to about 60, 69, 70 million people. You see? And this was something I saw back in, I believe it was 2014, 2015, 2016. There was this military website is called Deagle. I'm not sure if it still exists, or maybe they took down that part of that information, but they used to have that shit there. It was right there in the open. It was just recently, right when this whole CV thing started, that's when they started to clip down channels, pages. Like, there are so many pages that you go on and the information, everything is there. Now you go back, type it all in, and you see, 304 error, or, page not found, or shit like that. They take all those pages down. Why would they do that though? That's the question, right? Because now they see people are paying attention to what the men of the Lord are saying. You see, everything we're saying is making sense. We're connecting reality to the scriptures, and we're making it make sense. So we're telling you, hey, you can get the same understanding if you do this, this, and that. You got to first get into the spirit, and then you got to start doing the research. It's all there. But these devils are like, no. We gotta do something about this thing. We gotta utilize or mitigate the spread of information. You see? So then they started the tactics of demonizing truth, calling it misinformation, right? Calling it medical misinformation. All this stuff is to deter people from, listening to it. But that's still not working. The more you tell people, there's misinformation, it's lining up with exactly what you devils are doing. And people can see you. You see? People can see you, man. They see it. They just wonder, like, is this just me? And then when they hear us talk about it, they're like, so it's not just me. There's actually, this is all going on. Yeah. You see? So now the next step is okay, we have to shut this whole thing down because it's too much. It says the service will compete with private sector real-time payment systems, including the clearinghouse's RTP network, and was initially opposed by big banks who said it was redundant. But many have since agreed to participate on the basis Fednow will allow them to expand the services they can offer clients. For us, Fednow really is a wonderful way of expanding reach, said Anu Somani, head of global payables and embedded payments, at US Bank, embedded in your skin. It says, under peer-to-peer payments services like Venmo or PayPal, which act as intermediaries between banks, like we said earlier, the middleman, right? Payments made via Fednow will settle directly in central bank accounts. So that means that they have direct control of your money. Whatever the hell of it that's left. They have control of all of our money. Me personally, I don't keep money in the bank. I don't see the point in doing that. What the hell is the point of me having money in the bank while I could do the same shit in my crib? You get a nice little, a little pot or whatever, right? Or a bag or some shit. You get your cash, you go switch it out in silver and gold if you can, and then you keep it in the house. That's your bank. That's how you do it. You got people got thousands of dollars in the bank account. Like, you don't think that if something was to go wrong, you're going to be part of those people who are going to be scrambling, talking about, I need my money. Like, you got to think on your feet. Why you have your money with an institution and paying whatever? Like, why? What do you gain from that? Do you understand how banks actually work? That they don't work in your favor? Banks make money when they're open. Banks make money when you come into their banks to try to put your money down and deposit or whatever. They make money off of that. Okay, they charge interest and so on and so forth when they loan out your money. So your money doesn't really sit in the bank waiting for you. Like how if you left it in the house, it would be sitting there waiting for you, And a lot of people run around, you tell them, go change your paper into silver and gold. They look at you like you crazy. They'll much rather hold those worthless pieces of paper, which soon people are going to be using to start fires and all that. They show you that in the movies all the time, right? It's called predictive programming. They're telling you before they do it, right? People still don't pay attention. They look at it as fiction or entertainment or whatever. These people are dumb as rocks, man. I was talking about Eve's father today earlier, and he was like, yeah, I see it. I watch the news every day now, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what he's been telling me. That's what he's, He said, I noticed that, people have become, docile. It's like they're sleeping. I said, yeah, we're living, and I'm gonna borrow this from the Apostle Gabar. All right, this is an insomniopolis. It's a sleeping city. These people are the walking dead, man. They're dead from the neck up. And I'm starting to notice something too. And I don't know if it's just me, but brothers, if you notice the same thing, Babakushai, just put in a comment for me real quick, because what I have noticed is I'm seeing a lot of people outright having that hatred towards the Heavenly Father. Like they coming outright and doing it and saying it. Like they detest anything that has to do with the scriptures or the Most High or anything like that. And it's a very strange feeling to know that you're among people who have that kind of mindset. We're not used to that. Like our whole life is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So when we come around people who have that complete opposite vibe, you could tell it's like, yeah, y'all got some demons on you, man. And those are the people that the Lord is setting up so they could take that chip and they're going to be destroyed. They're going to be destroyed, man. All right. Ain't nothing worse than in your mind saying, nah, I don't want to take this. I don't want to take this, and being forced to take it. And the Lord is not holding you back. So you end up taking it and then you get destroyed, even though you didn't want to do it. That's the worst part. Nah, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But then now you're at the point where, okay, is either that or death. And a lot of people going to choose the C-hip over death, over getting their heads chopped off or whatever, getting ridiculed and condemned, not being able to travel. Look at China. Imagine being in China and being, in this truth. But here in America, it's going to be worse than China, because America they have the Constitution, so-called. So in order for them to break everyone down to China style level, there's going to be violence. They have to make huge changes. That means Americans they're going to be uncomfortable, very uncomfortable, right? And all they got to do is just keep on fucking with the weather like they're doing now. All of a sudden it's mad hot, all these fires, all these chemicals. Those are tactics they're going to use for so-called climate change. And through that, right, they're going to come with the mandates, and you could couple that with some new disease that's going to be springing out very soon. It's going to be very interesting throughout the rest till the Lord come back. All right. It says, we want our clients. I love when they use these funny terms to make people seem more important than they really are. We want our clients to benefit from these capabilities, and we want that to be a competitive edge for us, said Carl Slabicki, global co-head of payments for BNY Mellon's Treasury Services. Smaller banks, which often connect to FedWire via larger lenders, encourage the Fed to develop Fednow, arguing that it would allow them access to real-time payments without having to pay larger competitors for the service. Why are they talking like that? You have access to real-time payments. Why do you want access to real-time payments? If it's not your money, why do you want access to it? It says, quote, having the Fed in the space makes our members feel more comfortable. Jeez. That their needs will be met, that they will be treated fairly for pricing. We know that to be false. We know all needs being met and pricing being fair is all going to be false. When they're coming out and telling you, hey, we're going to pre-program your CHIP, what you can and cannot buy, and so on and so forth. What are you talking about fair? The system is not being built to be fair. It's being built so it can lock out those who don't comply. Why do you think they're creating this whole Fednow shit? When they have access, it just says it, access to real-time payments, they can block that. Maybe you work your ass off and you about to get paid, but then they find out that you were saying some shit on social media. Guess what? It's all going to be connected. Your social media accounts is going to be connected to your banking information, your ID information, your medical information, everything. Everything. One health, one whatever, one everything, one world. And it's all going to be brought into one device, which is that CHIP, which carries your whole life, your information, everything, your access to everything, to this new society that they're creating. This new digital transformation that we're going through. In order for you to interact with this new digital space, you have to be part digital. That's what Klaus Schwab said. That we must pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive global cyber attack. That shit is coming. Okay? He said it's going to affect transportation, it's going to affect everything, banking, all that, everything. In this respect, this will make the COVID-19 crisis be like a walk in the park. So, like Bill Gates also said, this time it will get their attention, right? So everything is being built up for a very chaotic, uncomfortable time. Just like the Lord said, it's going to be troublous times. Okay, time of perplexity. Okay, scriptures talk about the red horse, all right, that took peace out of the earth. They say you will own nothing and you'll be happy. Look into something known as eminent domain. Okay, eminent domain is what gives the government the ability to come in and take all your shit, and they'll give you maybe a little something in return to say, you know what, we need this land, we need this resource, we need this property for public use. We're gonna compensate you for this, and that. Now you can get the fuck off the land. And if you fail, guess what? They got drones, they got the weapons, they got all kinds of shit that they could come use against you, and nobody's gonna find out. And anyone who finds out and tries to bring out information, they'll just go and demonize you, call you a conspiracy theorist and shit like that. Yeah. All these ranchers that are down south, they're losing their farmland. Bill Gates is busy buying up land, and they're doing things to make these farmers go down and under. Right? The very point of you having a farm is so you can cultivate not just plants and animals, not just crops, but also animals. Right? You got cattle, sheep, goats, they got pigs, they got chickens, right? Right? They got all kinds of different stuff that goes on in these factories, and now the governments are coming down and telling farmers, hey, you need a permit, you need a license, you need this, you need that. If not, you gotta shut down. You see, you can't feed fresh food unless it's being regulated, or else you're gonna have to shut down. See, and some of these people don't have billions of dollars like BlackRock and Vanguard and all these different companies that just come in, spend millions and billions of dollars and take over everything. See, so there's definitely something going on, and it's been going on for years. But now everything that's been building in the back is being brought to the forefront because it's go time. Okay, it's Fednow. It says, continuing. Where did I stop off at? Right. It says having the Fed is in the space makes our members feel more comfortable that their needs will be met. And who are those members? They're not talking about the average person. You see, that's how they talk. Who are these fucking members? Not the people, because the people are not part of the members. You're not part of the bank. The members is part of the body. Okay, if you're not part of the body, the corporation, you're not a member. See, so the members they're talking about is talking about their stakeholders, those people who have stock claims in these companies, right? Those are the members that feel more comfortable that their needs will be met. You see, it says that they will be treated fairly for pricing. Pricing of what? Huh? Pricing of what? If you're a regular person dealing with banks, what do you care about pricing? You're just putting your money down and you up. Now, if you take out a loan, now we're talking percentages of interest and so on and so forth, but that has nothing to do with pricing. Pricing is almost like you're putting a tag on a purchase. Well, this person is pricing is this, these people are this, so let's go over here and buy here because it's cheaper, So it said Lance Nagel, Senior Vice President of Operations and Senior Regulatory Counsel at the Independent Community Bankers of America and a trade group. You hear that? Those are the members, the trade groups. Okay, they worry about pricing because it's all about trading. Not the average person. They don't care about that. All they care about is having those average people in the system just to keep things moving. Because believe it or not, every single person has some money tied to their name on the stock market. That's why you have a birth certificate. Okay? It says Fednow will not charge consumers. So they're no longer members or clients. They're now consumers. You see how they play the game? Fednow will not charge consumers, although it's unclear whether or how participating banks will pass on any costs associated with the service. See? So it's not going to be for free. See, if they're saying that, well, we're not going to charge consumers yet, although it's unclear whether or how participating banks will pass on any costs associated with the service. What does that mean? They have to do a check. How are we going to be able to get these people on board and then we could switch over them? You see? And like I said before, these so-called elites and shit, they have their plans. They said, we're going to bring this Motb out and we expect that people are going to start taking it from the beginning. But it's going to come a point where it's going to be a lull. Like, okay, the initial stage, mad people getting it. And then you get to a point where not enough have gotten to the point that they're looking for, just like CV. So now the sales campaign starts. They already kicking into gear with scare tactic after false flag after propaganda after bullshit after bullshit after bullshit, just to get people to a point where they say, okay, yeah, we do need this thing, we should get it, whatever. It says Democratic Senator Chris Van Hollen, who had urged the Fed to develop a real-time payment system, said in a statement the launch of Fednow is, quote, good news for American consumers and our economy, end quote. And we know, real quick, let's get this in the book of Isaiah, because we know these devils, all they do is lie, right? And if you believe them, that's on you, okay? This is the book of Isaiah chapter 5 verse 20. It says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. So when if a devil comes out and says something is good, that means it's the opposite, okay? Because a devil is what? A devil means a deceiver, all right? A slanderer, a false accuser, okay? So he's trying to deceive you, okay, into your own downfall, into your own prison. by making it seem like, oh, look, this is so accessible, good news for the American consumers and our economy. When the fuck did American consumers ask for this shit? People are just fine paying with cash and doing their debit shit. Who came up with that? Who ever said, well, you know what, let's come up with this idea and have everything digital? It ain't the regular people. It is central bankers. They're coming up with this shit. Why? Because it's all about control. So don't fall for this madness, them lying to you, telling you this is good news for American consumers and the economy. You notice it's in quotes. It's good news. It's good for you. Right? Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. All right? So these devils are all part of that plan of calling good evil and evil good. Okay? You're seeing it. You're living it. You're seeing it. You're living it. Okay? It's not like, oh, well, very soon they're going to be doing this. They're doing it right now. But very soon it's going to be intensified. But they've already started the process, but many just don't know. It says, quote, the launch of Fednow will help connect Americans with their money when they need it, immediately, in real time. Now, what if they decide they want to shut it down? That's also going to happen immediately in real time. And at that point, the Revelation 13 verse 16 will be fulfilled, where it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. Okay? Boyo. So now we're being shifted into that state where once they have the system locked tight, they're going to say, look, the only way, if you want to utilize the system, this is the new form. And you notice technology is changing day by day, week by week, month by month. This month, there could be some type of technology that in 3 months down the line, they would have improved on that same very technology, just made it smaller and much more, quote unquote, innovative. It can do more than the previous one that was just out 3 months ago. And they're going to keep on dragging it out quick until the Motb is officially out. But guess what? They can also do it in a way where they know build up to it. This is it. Like, announced that the system is set. Now you're going to either take it or you're asked out. So this thing is going to pick up quick, man. Like the Apostle Tahar always says, right? That this thing is going to pick up quick. And even the Apostle Gabar says it too. Because we're all in the same spirit. And we understand that once these prophecies come to pass, once the Motb is officially implemented in the whole entire world as they're planning to do, right? It's going to be a very, very short time before this place is taken out, because we already know and see what's going on in the terms of World War III. Okay? All these countries, now you're starting to see the scripture that says the least of them shall draw them out, right? We're building to that. They got something known as Article 5, that one attack on one nation, NATO country, brings in an attack on all. That means they all got to come together and fight against whoever did that attack. Right? So the least of them shall draw them out. Everybody's going to be brought into that war. Ultimately, Israel, all right, is going to be the one that brings this nuclear war. When they go up against Iran, you're going to have Russia come back up, the Iranians, the Persians. Okay? And that's going to send ripple effects right through Europe. Okay, and that's also because remember, the US and Israel are going to be going back and forth, playing with each other, all right, to set up these other countries in Europe. These other countries in Europe are like, yo, listen, we ain't trying to play this shit, bro. Russia is not to be messed with. And all these sanctions and all these things you're doing and going back and forth and sending billions of dollars to Ukraine, it's affecting us and our people and our economy. Because believe it or not, we also need Russia over here. Just because we are part of NATO and EU and America is the head doesn't mean you get to run our country. We doing our own shit. See? So you can look forward to that. You're going to have that back and forth right there. And plus, you got America just at such a low point right now. You know, you got all these countries and people just leaving like, nah, I don't want to deal with this shit. Nah. You know? It's like that one chick that was so bad and everybody wanted her, right? And then you see her years down the line and it's like, damn, she's single as fuck, but she ain't got no nigga. Nobody want her. Why? Because every nigga that she had or every guy that she was with, she ended up leaving them. After she destroyed them, she sucked out all their resources. You know, she just leaves you, low and dry. Not even high and dry. She leaves you low and dry. You just out there like, damn, I ain't got shit. You know? She took your happiness and your world. She said, nigga, you out of here. Destroyed you, decimated you. You know, your pockets are empty. And she just walk off. No remorse, no feeling bad for you, none of that. You know, that's America. If it benefits her, that's what she's going to do. You see, she doesn't take your feelings or your thoughts or your anything into consideration. What's going on in your land, what you got going on in your household, who's living there, what's going on. They don't care. You see, that's the American people for you, the heads of the American nation. And that's why they put this puppet, this robot creature, Biden in there. You know, you look at the face, it's completely different. It's not the same person. But anyway, let's finish this article. It says here, he says, and it will save consumers billions of dollars annually. He said, consumers don't got billions of dollars. When you're given UBI, you don't have billions of dollars. Ain't nobody saving anything. There is nothing to save. Again, we know what the plan is. So when they come out spitting this type of rhetoric, we know it's all BS. Okay? They are part of the plan of bringing up the concept or the agenda of you will own nothing and you'll be happy. How you going to be saving money if they say you own nothing? That means you're not going to even have money to own. You see, you ain't saving shit. You can't, not even your life you're going to be able to save. How much more billions of dollars annually? Where are you getting the billions from? Yo, it says some market participants have raised concerns that Fednow could supercharge a potential bank run by facilitating fast outflows from financial institutions, a fear that was amplified after the failure of Silicon Valley Bank earlier this year. But Fed officials have downplayed those concerns. Of course they do, right? Whenever they downplay it, that's when you gotta upplay it. You know, rise up to the occasion and blow the trumpet. Just say, hey, point them out, make them feel uncomfortable. Be like, hey, you see what these devils are doing over there? Hey, everyone, pay attention. You see that right there? That right there is going to lead to this, and that. That's what they don't want. They want to be able to control the narrative. They want to be able to come out and tell you what the agenda is in their own words. That's how they deceive you. But when we come out and tell you what their agenda is as it is, they call it misinformation. Now tell me how that makes sense. See? So it says they downplayed those concerns. Of course they'll downplay. It's okay, it's fine, we're gonna work on it. There should be no reasons why people should be worried about inflation. Boy, look at here. You go to a grocery store and your pockets are ringing, right? And you're looking left, right, looking at the cart. You're looking at everything in that cart. You're like, do we really need this, and that? Take that out. Just so you can save some money so you can pay for gas and take your ass home. You got families that are struggling. You see? And that's why this whole sex trafficking shit is booming. Because a lot of families are selling their children for this type of shit because they can't make it. Okay? They cannot make it. It's crazy, man. You know? But we're living in those days. Again, if people really knew how bad things really are and about to get, they'll be like, yo, we're living in the last days. But they don't know because the news is not reporting it. Nobody's really putting that emphasis on the times that we're in like the men of the Lord are. I'm talking about the true men of the Lord. And I know bullshit ass cams that talk about, a traditional form of greeting that we had in the past is gay. Not those type of people. I'm not talking about people that, you know, if you go to their school, you're guaranteed to go to summer school because you're going to fail miserably, right? You're going to be hot. You're going to be in that fire soon. You're going to take that Motb because you failed the test, right? They're teaching you. They're literally telling you, the men of the Lord, the real men of the Lord, starting from apostles of Great Millstone on down, okay, are telling you, yo, this is the answer to the test. This is the test that's coming, and these are the answers to it. If you take this test, or when the test comes, if you put these answers down, you're going to be good. You're going to pass with flying colors. And you got other teachers and other camps and other churches teaching you, other schools, right? Teaching you, listen, that test that's coming is really not a test like these other schools are saying, right? It's just not what they're saying it is. It's everything else but what they're saying it is. So just keep that in mind. Like if you go to school like that, you're gonna fail so bad because they're not teaching you what it is. They're saying what they're saying, what the other teachers are saying is just not that. It's everything else but that. Meanwhile, the prophecy is very specific on what this mark of the beast is. It's a very important prophecy. It's one of, if not the most important prophecy before the destruction of this place. You can't get it wrong. Because once you get it wrong, Revelation, the 14th chapter, comes into play. A lot of people are going to be cooked, man. Straight up. You know? So continuing, it says, but the Feds officially have downplayed those concerns, arguing that banks have tools available to mitigate a wave of outflows. That's a lie. At the outset, Fednow will have a maximum payment limit of $500,000, but banks can choose to lower that cap if need be. Reporting by Hannah Lang in Washington. Wait a minute, let me read that sentence back again. It says, at the outset, Fednow will have a maximum payment limit of $500,000, but banks can choose to lower that cap if need be. So anything more than $500,000, it can't go through. You see, you got people that make over $500,000 a day. Look at these sports athletes. When you do the calculations of the kind of contracts and the money they make in a year, $500,000 is nothing. Some niggas make that in seconds. When you got a nigga who signs a $300 million contract, you know, for a span of 10 years or whatever, yo, within days, this nigga makes so much money. This is bullshit, bro. This world, man. It says, reporting by Hannah Lang, blah, blah. Okay, so that's the end of the article. But again, let me see. I think there's more. I thought there was a little bit more different article titles that we can go into, but yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, but again, this is going to affect all sides, all fronts. You got the medical side is going to be affected, right? You got the power supply is going to be affected. Transportation is going to be affected. Food. Oh man, that's a big thing. Food is going to be affected. I saw a video earlier today out there in Dallas. They were saying that there was a ban on some type of Chinese rice or something like that. Indonesia rice. It was some rice that they put a ban on. And you should see these people in the store. I mean, like animals. People stacking up rice, like a whole cart filled with rice bags. Bang, 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 bang. I'm like, you got the person scanning it and shit. You know, I'm like, yo, are you kidding me? This is the whole CV thing all over again. You know? This is crazy. But again, those people were not preparing all these months. And when I say preparing, I'm not talking about going and stocking up and all that. They're not preparing mentally. They're not preparing spiritually. So all they're doing right now, the last minute preparations they're doing is all for naught. Because what are you preparing for? You don't even know what's coming. You have no idea what the hell is coming. What the hell are you preparing for? Right? At least for us, we know what's coming. We understand how we're going to get through it. And then we pass it on to the Lord. Lord, it's up to you. You're the only one who's going to get us through this. Whether it comes to food, water, shelter, you know, just making sure you're keeping us alive and so on and so forth, the Lord will take care of all of that and more. We're not worried. We're not concerned. You see, He's already made provisions. We just got to go and believe. Just like He did for us back in the wilderness, we had nothing. But the scripture says that not even the shoes of our foot withered away. Our clothes were still on point and ready to go. And part of it too is, of course, the fabric that we used back then was much more, you know, much better than what we have now. But still, you know, to go 40 years, and your feet, the shoes of your feet are still intact, and you know you got food, and there was no cultivation in the wilderness. You know, we weren't opening up farms and cultivating animals, and we had our cattle and all these different things, yeah, but we didn't have, you know, land. You know, it was just a wilderness. We were just there, and the Lord still provided for us. See, the Lord still provided for us until He brought us safely into our own land, the land of Israel. Okay? But you got to expect that once this thing is officially set up, you're going to start hearing and seeing a lot of people, you know, complaining about their banks being shut down. It's going to happen, right? And a lot of people are going to get very uncomfortable. A lot of things are going to be taken away from you, and it starts with the finance. Okay? Starts with the finance. All right. And this is all leading to the Motb. Okay. The Motb. This is the book of Malachi, chapter 4 and verse 1. It says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven." And what day is that? The day of the Lord. Okay, the return of our Lord Yahushua, because he's not coming down to, investigate, oh, well, what's going on in the world? Well, why they got this and what is going on? They got LGBT, this and that. No. He's not coming down to find out what's happening. He already knows. And when he comes down, it's the judgment. That's why he's coming down, to bring down that judgment. It says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly, right, shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch." Okay, so before this day of the Lord that cometh, there's going to be this Motb that's going to be on the scene. Okay, and we've been saying it for years. Okay, for years we've been saying it. So now, hey, if you can't see it, yo, shit, like I said, get ready. You're going to fail this test. And you listen, that fire, man, you're going to have to go through it. You're going to have to go through it, man. You're going to have to go through it. All right? You're going to have to go through it. Okay? But again, let's get this in Revelation, the 14th chapter, to show you the end result of all of this. Okay? Those who end up not listening to the word of the Heavenly Father through his men, well, there's judgment that's coming. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 9. It says, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand," so that's the condition. If anyone does it, we don't care who or what, why, if you do this, I don't care what the reason is, if you do this thing here, this is what's going to happen. The Lord said, "The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Heavenly Father, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation." So guess what? That's how serious it is. If, whether you knew or not, if you take this Motb, whether you think it's sin, whether you think it's sleeping with white women, whether you think it's Christianity, if you take that RFID microchip, you will be destroyed. That is the mark of the beast. Whether you know it or not, whether you believe it or not, that is the mark of the beast. You take it, you'll be destroyed, period. I don't care how you feel about it, what you believe. Well, I don't think it's the mark of the beast, so I'm still going to go ahead and take it. That's fine. But we're telling you, according to scriptures, this is what's going to happen. You will be destroyed if you take that Motb or the mark of the beast or the RFID microchip. That RFID microchip that's coming out, anyone who takes it, this is the end of it for you. Whatever you think the mark of the beast is, that's on you. We've told, the Lord through the Spirit has told you people, everyone around the world, what that Motb is. When the time comes and you end up taking the RFID microchip, you will be destroyed, period. Whether you believe it to be the mark of the beast or not, if you take the RFID microchip, you will be destroyed, point blank, period. That's it. So you could do whatever you got to do, but that's just what it is. Okay. Verse 10, "The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Heavenly Father, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." You hear that? That goes for it again. IUIC, ISUPK, whatever fucking shit people got going on out there, whatever you believe, right? What's the other one? The other clowns that, bro, so annoying. But again, the RFID microchip. If you give them the chance to put this into your skin so that you're giving access to the world's money and payments and all these different things, you just want to survive, you want to be a part of society, whatever it is, we don't care what you want to call it. If you take the RFID microchip, which in the Bible is the mark of the beast, you will be destroyed, point blank, period. Verse 11, "And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever," meaning a very long time, because America is going to burn for a very long time. Hundreds, if not thousands of years. You got certain fires, smoke fires that burn for years. Burn, they keep on going, months, years sometimes. Even the apostles always give that example of when the Twin Towers went down right? They said, yo, you went back 6 months later and there's still smoke, from the ashes and the rubble and all that. And that was just 2 buildings in New York. How much more the whole entire land of America? Yeah, this is no joke, man. All right, very deadly serious stuff. It says, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and the image, and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Okay, so it's just a matter of time. But that time is inching closer and closer and closer. And a lot of people are getting nervous. Oh yeah, a lot of people are getting nervous because now you got to answer for all the fucks you've been teaching. You really got to answer. Now you got to put your neck out there and prove everything you've been saying. Oh, well, now they talking about CBDC is the this. No. Don't push that. Get straight to the point. What is the mark of the beast, Bishop? What is it? RFID microchip, point blank period. Okay, cool. So you telling me that RFID microchip comes, I shouldn't take it? That's correct. Okay, cool. I got it. The water. That's all you need to do. See? But the fact that they're fighting so hard to give you the truth, or not to give you the truth, they're fighting so hard not to give you the truth, there's something going on. There's something going on. And we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, it's a spiritual thing that's going on. Right? You need to have a sifting of the elect and the 2/3. That is why the Lord set up these other men out there to push those false doctrines, because he's not trying to save everyone. You got to have the right and the wrong. You got to have those who are going off, who are going to follow those who go off. Scripture says, if the blind lead the blind, they shall both fall into a ditch, period. So we understand why there's a balance. We understand why you have people teaching what they're teaching, heresies and so on and so forth. It has to go down that way. And that's how the Lord fishes out the elect, because you put out the bullshit and then the Lord quenches it with the righteousness. And then the elect sees the righteousness and they're like, oh shit, that's the right way to go. We out of here. You see, it's always through controversy. But either or, the truth prevails. See, the truth prevails. All right. Just wanted to bring that out real quick. We are in those times. All right. As a matter of fact, let me end it off with this. Okay. We are in those times. And for those who are not paying attention, hey, you don't have much time. Any day now. You're just going to be, when you wake up one day, everything has changed. And now you see yourself living like a Chinese motherfucker. Oh, and I believe there are certain parts in China where you can actually use your hand to pay, because they've scanned your hands, your fingerprints and all that. Oh, there's another article, this I might do a separate video on. There's another article that was saying that, let me see if I can find it right here. I'm gonna read the title. All right. It says, WorldCoin surpasses 2 million digital ID signups, 8 billion to go. Okay. And there's a cryptocurrency, digital ID, startup company, right? And their job is to enroll the whole entire world into this digital identity credential shit, right? It's called World ID. You know what I'm saying? So RFID, we're right there, man. It's really not that hard to see. You see? And they said they're doing it digitally. So they've enrolled, only 2 million people? They need, 8 billion. So they said they're going to do it till everybody has been digitally identified, man. And how they going to do that? The RFID, the radio frequency ID, identification. That's the digital identification right there. So everything is playing out perfectly. And this is on biometric, right? Body measurement. See? So, hey, man, we're here. All right, we're here. And all we can say is to Wadi Yahweh Shem Yahushua for giving us the spirit to see, not only to see this truth, but also to endure. Lord willing, we make it to the end. All right? Lord willing, we make it to the end. Okay, this is the book of Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. It says, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. Okay, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. So when you're not asleep, that means you're up watching, right? You're up watching and praying. Okay, because there's 2 things that you need, all right, to keep you pushing, right? You have your faith, which is the ultimate thing. You got your watching, and then you got your prayer. Okay, those 2 things got to go together to boost up your faith. The more you watch, the more you pray, the more faith you increase, right? The more your faith will increase. Okay. So knowing the time, that is now time, is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. All right. So anyway, I'm going to leave it off there. Lord willing, you were edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha Kodash. The water Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And until next time, Shalom.